Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, my name is Shepard Tidiona Shekaocha, 3.2 law student here at Eugene University. With me here, I've got two gentlemen here who are vying for the position of Prime Minister from two parties. So I'll let them introduce themselves before we delve into our business for the day. Sir.
Okay, good evening, Machoma Bwanji, Maswera Sei, Muriche Mushe, Salibonani, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Tinotinda Simba Marufu, and I'm from the United Freedom Alliance Party, vying for the Prime Minister's Office or Secretary General. Thank you.
Sir.
CNN, France 24, BBC, ZBC, ZNBC, Eden Podcast, wherever you are watching from. This is the Secret Services, overseer Biden Sakwa, a Prime Minister, aspiring candidate in ABC Party, a 4.1 MBC, B medical student. Thank you very much.
Okay, gentlemen, let us get into the business of the day. My first question to you, gentlemen, as the Secretary General or the Prime Minister of the Union, you are the person who is supposed to be understanding the Constitution and knowing what it means and firing or suspending people. And as it is, the current Constitution that we have has a lot of lacunas. What is your plan in ensuring that those lacunas are solved, sir?
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. If I got your question correct, I hope we don't get to the point where we have to fire any constitutionally elected people, but if the need be, we might as well. So there are a lot of lacunas, as you have mentioned, that we have to maybe consider even before we put somebody into office, which include maybe we should look at, someone's performance when it comes to academics, and we don't want to put a lot of pressure to someone who's already struggling. People make mistakes, and we don't want to bring the axe maybe to someone who's genuinely loved by the people and say, we're taking your minister who you voted for constitutionally away, and then we are replacing him with someone who doesn't have the people's voice, who doesn't represent the people. So if I got your question correct, the lacunas we have would it be something related to what I've asked you?
What you have asked me?
Yes. Like, are we talking about...
When I mean lacunas, I mean there are a lot of inconsistencies in the Constitution.
Yes, sir?
A lot of inconsistencies which for the past years, politicians, candidates like yourselves, have taken advantage of. For example, the mentioning of greatest campus, for example, it is not stated that DVP, Deputy Academics, and Deputy Prime Minister are supposed to be at greatest campus, and some parties are taking advantage of it. So my question to you is, how are you going to solve the inconsistencies that are within the Constitution as the Prime Minister?
As the Secretary
those
General?
those are the lacunas.
Okay. I would quote a great scholar, or strategist rather, Lao Sansu. He said the cup is most useful when it's empty. So allow me to empty my cup, and you can tell me your question as it is. No, this question is directed to the Secretary General's office.
Yes.
I wouldn't be the custodian of the Constitution as you have said. I will be just a Secretary General who monitors and documents what is happening and bringing it back to the students. Nobody will have to be fired.
Okay. Let me make the other candidate answer the question before I correct.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Come again with the question.
My question is, as it is the Constitution that we have for Idensu, it has a lot of inconsistencies. And last year, we tried to amend it as the current union. What is your plan to solve those inconsistencies or things that are missing or where there are gray areas in the Constitution? Mind you, this is one of your duties, 12 duties as the Secretary General.
Thank you very much for the question. So according to Article 6 in the Eden University Constitution, one of the duty of the Prime Minister is being a Chief Executive Officer of the Student Union. So there is a judicial board that is here at Eden campus. And lately it has been not that vibrant. So there has been a gap between the union, the judicial board, the association leaders. So I'll bridge a gap, that gap that is there, so that we come about as a group of leaders, we amend the constitution.
Okay. That is quite profound. That is what I was asking to say. Already there are things that students are disgruntled about in the constitution, and it is your duty as the Prime Minister to ensure that those disgruntlements pertaining the constitution are resolved.
My point was, why do we have to amend a constitution that is getting us into office? It's like I get on a bus, and then when it takes me to my destination, then I'll burn it. Is there any need to amend the constitution? Or maybe there is a clause that you want to be amended. You might as well mention, and then I will have to take a look at it, and I'll report back. Thank you.
Like I mentioned, to say positions like Deputy Vice President,
yes,
positions like Deputy Prime Minister,
yes,
positions like Deputy Academics are not explicitly mentioned in the Constitution,
yes,
that they are supposed to be at Greatest Campus.
Yes.
However, precedents that was set from 2023 when the Constitution was established or enacted,
yes,
the precedent that has been set states that Greatest Campus are supposed to be having those positions. But now, as it is, politicians and parties are taking advantage of it. What is your say as the aspiring Secretary General?
At the end of the day, are we saying the Great East Campus does not deserve these positions? That's what nobody's taking advantage of anything. We're just trying to maintain equality between the two campuses. I think, there are other laws that are written and other laws that are not written. So I just believe that as the incoming Prime Minister, I will do as much as I can to maintain the status quo that will ensure that the Greatest Campus is represented in entirety, not in part. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll move on to my next question. As it is, just last year, fees was increased at Eden University, and now that we are moving into 2026, the rate has gone down. What is your say as the Prime Minister's, according to the fees increment? Is the school providing what it stated within that memo? Sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. But before I answer your question, I would like to put a point of order on what my brother has said here. My brother has said, is the incoming Prime Minister, there's a need for correction of that statement.
Due to time, say, can you just be quick with your answer?
Okay, can you come again with your...
My question is, fees was increased last year, right? And in the memo, a lot of things were stated that they were going to be provided by the institution. Has the institution done its justice as of now in terms of that fees increment, considering that already students are struggling with how the rate has gone down?
No.
It hasn't. So what is your plan? What do you want to do, sir?
Okay. So first of...
Are you going to make the management accountable for it?
Right. So I'm going to work hand in hand with them and the union. As the Chief Executive Officer of the Student Union Board, I will ensure that we host frequent meetings and also engage them so that we analyze as a body together at Eden University to say, according to reports that will be coming from our association leaders that I was telling you, I'll be interacting with them earlier on. This and this hasn't been done by now. This and this hasn't been done by now. So there will be serious interaction and meetings that I will be calling upon to ensure that to keep track if everything that has been said as per the memo or as per what they've delivered is done.
So in other words, you're saying the fees increment is okay as long as the management is delivering, and you're going to ensure that they will deliver. For example, the Wi-Fi, is it even working on your phone right now?
Okay, I'm not necessarily saying it's this fees increment is okay. But what I'm saying is that according to the situation that is on the ground, we are going to make sure that we abolish that thing of saying the management just implements a thing without involvement of the student union, like what happened last term. There must be proper interaction and a proper engagement between the student union and the management, not that thing of just being told to the ask. Tell your friend the school fees now is 16.5. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to ensure that there's proper interaction.
Okay, so what's your plan? Fees increment is there, the rate has gone down, students are crying. What's your plan?
Okay, so thank you. I would like to quote a legal principle when it comes to that, because this is a school. So this is a legal principle that says, he who does an act through the hand of another does it himself. So I will assume as I enter into office, the Secretary General's office, that I'm the one who allowed it to happen. Whether I was there or not, it doesn't matter. So I will have to first investigate on the channels taken to effect those fees. You know, we are not in a position to fight the school. Maybe my predecessor did his due diligence and found those fees necessary, which I don't understand at the moment, but we are going to launch an investigation on whether due diligence was done to effect those fee increments. If we find that they didn't follow the proper ways, we are going to engage the management and ask if they are going to maybe allow us to redo the process so that we'll be representing the students in the same...
Let me cut you short. So are you saying, in other words, if you notice that the fees increment that was done was not done in a proper manner, your best way is to make sure that students are refunded, those that you have already paid, because you are going to do an investigation?
I don't like to say something that I won't be able to do at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, I will say I'll be representing the will of the students. And if we find that it was done incorrectly, I will, with the powers vested in me and my office, be willing to work on the proper channels on how we can get it done.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. These are your vying candidates for prime ministers. I'll see you on the 11th of March. That's next week for the elections. Good night.